the fox deliberately shoved its own tail into a steel trap and cried out loudly. It believed this was the surest way to land a high-paying job. But when the farmhand arrived, he shook his head. It wasn't what they were looking for. The farm only wanted silver foxes, not ordinary ones like this. With a kick, the man sent the fox sprawling into a pile of paint. Noticing the silver paint splattered across his boot, he suddenly had an idea. The next time the fox called him over, it had already painted itself silver, pretending to be the very creature they sought. The man scooped it up at once, but instead of giving it work, he threw it into a prison cage. Inside, the fox greeted the others warmly. But one of the captives whispered the truth. The so-called high-paying jobs were nothing but a ruse. Humans wanted only their pelts. The fox, however, thought this was a lie, a trick to scare it away from the opportunity, so it pretended to ask how one might escape. The other fox bit through an iron bar, produced a key, and said, "Tonight, we break free." At nightfall, the foxes unlocked the door and begged it to join them. But once they had all fled, this fox crept back into its cage and tossed the key outside, thinking, "Now no one can steal my job." It was then it noticed the sign on the wall and heard the sound of a blade being sharpened. The awful truth dawned. Its companions had been right all along. Panicking, it clawed at the floor, searching for the key, but it was already far beyond reach. The man entered with an axe. While his attention wavered, the fox bolted and ran. He released the hounds. They chased the fox relentlessly, forcing it to dive into a lake. When it scrambled ashore, the silver paint had washed away. Wild with relief, the fox cried out, "I'm not a silver fox at all. I'm just ordinary. Please don't chase me." But the dogs didn't listen. They pounced and beat it mercilessly.